Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone. With me, Lady Trialdi, will be talking about unemployment concept. Unemployment is one of the major concerns in macroeconomics. The loss of job brings a loss of income and production. With lower income, people will spend less, meaning less consumption, less investment. With lower demand for production, then it would lower production level and accordingly would lower the living standard in both the present and the future. Moreover, prolonged unemployment permanently damages a person's job prospects by destroying human capital. Therefore, understanding the concept and the types of unemployment may help us understand the situation better and probably think of an appropriate solution to the problem. Unemployment rate is the percentage of unemployed people in the labor force. To make it clear, let's comprehend this. In a population, there is a so-called manpower or the working age population. That is all people aged 15 or over. The opposite is of course the non-working age population. From the working age population, there are people who actively participate in labor market or the labor force, and those who are not in the labor force, such as students, housekeepers, retirees, and disabled persons. The main difference between the two is their willingness to work. Labor force, according to the Statistical Bureau of Indonesia, are persons of 15 years old and over who in the previous week were working, temporarily absent from work but having jobs, and those who did not have work but were looking for work. So the unemployment number, of course, along with the employment number, is part of the labor force. From all the definition, then we could at least measure two things. First is the labor force participation rate here, or the proportion of working age population that actively participate in labor market. And secondly, and the most important thing of course, is the unemployment rate, which is the proportion of labor force that are unemployed but still looking for a job. Apart from the formal definition before, we have some other important terms as well. First is the so-called discouraged workers. Here is the definition. In some statistics, such as in Indonesia, discouraged workers are categorized as voluntary unemployment. But in some others, such as in the United States, they are excluded from the labor force and hence not considered unemployment because they are no longer looking for a job. That is why during crisis, for instance, unemployment rate in the United States may be somewhat lower because those who were initially categorized unemployed become neither unemployed nor employed as they'll stop looking for a job. Nevertheless, no matter which categorization is more appropriate, addressing the existence of discouraged workers and knowing the motives behind their decisions are not the least important. The existence of discouraged workers is the indication that the economy or the labor market in particular do not work well, thus requires attention from the policymakers to fix it. The next important term is disguised unemployment. It is basically condition when workers are underutilized or working under their full capacity. It may occur when sectors of production employ too many workers, so the workers may visibly have a job, but they are not fully working or their productivity is close to zero. Laying off such workers may not affect the firm's production level. Disguised unemployment may also occur in the forms of underemployment. It takes place when workers become part-time workers, either voluntarily or involuntarily, or they work but well below their skill set or educational level. During a recession or when a structural shift occurs in the economy, underemployment usually persists. Workers who are losing their jobs during the recession need to find a new job to survive or support their family, even if it means that they are overqualified to their new job. For instance, they are maybe a college graduate, but they accept to work as a waiter in a restaurant. The same is true when structural shift has made a mismatched job qualification problem. The condition makes it hard for the workers to meet the qualification, while at the same time to get the old job back is also impossible. Lastly, let's talk about the types of unemployment. The first two types, namely frictional and structural unemployment, are inevitable unemployment that occur even when the economy is functioning normally. The combination of the two is what in economics called natural unemployment. And since natural rate of unemployment can never be zero, full employment in economics is not at zero unemployment rate either. It is in fact when the unemployment rate in the economy is equal to its natural unemployment rate. The opposite to the first two types of unemployment is called cyclical unemployment, or the deviation of unemployment from its natural or normal condition. It drives the unemployment rate high during the recession and low during the peak of a business cycle. The first type of unemployment, the frictional unemployment, is due to the normal turnover in the labor market that would last shortly in weeks or months. Young labor force would need some time to find their first job or to find another job that suit their taste and skills. And during the job search, they are categorically unemployed. Structural shift in the economy may result in frictional unemployment too. If the shift, however, not requiring significant and lengthy adjustment of worker skill. But if the adjustment is quite significant, then the unemployment is categorized as structural. The second type of unemployment is not only because of change in structure of the economy, but perhaps also due to changes in technology, international competition, and structural changes in labor market. One thing for sure, it lasts longer than frictional unemployment and also more painful. For older workers, for instance, the best available option might be to retire early or to take a lower skill and lower paying job. For younger workers, on the other hand, some may be able to adjust their skills and get the normal job again, but some would be forced to take a lower skill or paying job also, or to become underemployment in the economy. Okay, that's all that I could share about unemployment in macroeconomics. We already learned about the definition, some of the measurements, and the examples as well. Thank you very much for your attention. See you again in other videos with different basic macroeconomics topic. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.